Your mind is literally 80% of the success you want.
It's you against you.
The mind would be that part of you that you're aware of.
Everyone's telling you about it, and it's 100% true. Most of your problems are because of your mind, lack of discipline, bad mood, financial problems, mental problems, everything. Everyone knows that they need to fix their mind to achieve something, but no one knows how. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to fix your mind from psychological point of view. Here is real science. If you finally want to take control over your life back and take responsibility to achieve big things, watch this video to the end and take notes. You may think that your mind is mainly your thoughts and emotions, but it's only half true. The most important part of your mind are your needs. Let me explain. Imagine a situation when you're just a normal guy with a normal and average life. You're unconscious about yourself and you know nothing about psychology. You're not interested in human behavior and your thoughts and emotions rule you. Now, let's imagine a different scenario when you're a guy with aspirations to achieve something more than the average guy on the street and you know something about psychology. Using your needs, you would transform your emotions and thoughts in a different way. And above all, use them to your advantage. You would take care of your mind, you change your habits easily, and you work more and effectively, which brings you a lot of money and you're improving way faster. Now, how did you from the second scenario do it? It's not a coincidence that in the second scenario you used your needs to fix your mind. That's because your mind doesn't want to change if he doesn't need to. You need to understand that your mind is not your mind. It's your experiences, environment, content you watch, and your daily activities. It shapes you. And even if you want to change, your mind doesn't let you do it. That's because you have everything you need: food, a place to live, and some relationships. For your mind, it's everything that matters. He doesn't care that you desire a different lifestyle, better future, and this and that. You must operate with your needs to change your mind and life. And it's permanent. If you're using emotions and thoughts to change yourself, don't be surprised that you relapse after some time. All this time, you did it wrong. Now, with this knowledge, you need to understand it. I'm going to tell you exactly how to use this knowledge so you'll be able to turn theory into practice. First step is convincing your mind to your goal using needs. It's lying to your mind that you need it right now, at this very moment. You know what you're chasing and what you want to have, but you also need to justify it to your mind. Your mind is not your thoughts, it's not logical. Convincing your mind of something just because you think that's good for you is pointless. If it would work like that, addictions would not exist, but everyone knows that they are still there. Your mind doesn't want your good. It wants survival, pleasure, and reward. If you want to open a business to make money and take care of your future, but you have a phone in your pocket, you'll always choose your phone. That's because it's a more attractive option at this moment. You scroll through social media, you get your dopamine, and you feel good. For your mind, you don't need to take care of your future because you already have everything that is needed for you to stay alive. That's why you need to reverse it. And to do it, you need to cope and lie to your mind. And you always do it, you just need to do it in a different way. Tell your mind that if you would work now and do something productive, after some time, you will achieve something and other people will be jealous. Think how superior you would look for them. Did you see what motivation I used? It's not logical, it's narcissistic and foolish, but that's what your mind desires. It wants a reward, which is looking better than other people around you. If you talk to your mind like this frequently, it becomes your need. Using this need, your emotions and thoughts are different. I'm going to show you this on this diagram. At the beginning, you have your needs. Your needs speak to your thoughts, and then your thoughts affect your emotions. That's how it works. It's very simple. Now we're going to see why you're addicted, for example, to watching content on social media. Your need is to feel good. It affects your thoughts, which is that you deserve some relaxation or break, that it's your free time, or that it's educational or productive. These thoughts affect your emotions and you feel good when you're watching content. This is what your mind wants. It's just harmless entertainment, right? To change it, you need to justify working on your goals the same way. Your need can be that you want to be superior to others. This will affect your thoughts and you imagine people looking at you with admiration and jealousy. That affects your emotions and imitates feelings of superiority and pride. You're doing this with every activity and habit you want to bring into your life. And as you see, these schemes are the same. The most important thing here is to visualize something you want as you have it now and imitate the feeling of it. Through this, you are motivated and mobilized to work on your goals and on things you desire, only because it becomes your need. This way you're not fighting with your mind, which is impossible to win. You cooperate with your mind like this and you use it as your thing instead. After using this, you'll notice drastic changes just after 2 days. But you'll also see that it doesn't solve your problems completely, and you still have these moments of weakness. That's why you want to identify these weaknesses with shame and disgust. Even if you're treating your work as something positive and you enjoy doing it, you still identify things which do not serve you as something pleasurable. These things belong to the same category. You need to assign your addictions to things that you don't want to do. You have to find a way to disgust yourself with a particular activity you don't want to do. And that's very simple as well. Let's say that you're addicted to watching YouTube videos or to social media in general, as most people these days. If you want to overcome it, visualize yourself consuming this content and girl laughing at you. Then this girl is going to her boyfriend, who chose to work on himself rather than watching this pathetic content you watch. Imitate the feeling of it and feel it. Feel that anger, shame, and the patheticness of you. Painting these kinds of images in your head, you convince your mind that watching this content is not pleasurable, but pathetic instead. If you think that you would have this girl if you would just work on yourself, your mind hates that feeling. That's why next time when you'll watch something on the internet, it'll not be that pleasurable for you. You'll choose your work. Keeping in mind that you're wasting your time on doing something that can cause shame in the future will be a terrible activity for you. The point here is to feel that emotion now, in the present. This way your mind is going to feel what's coming to you and it'll be easier for it to accept and understand it. Most people are focused on the past and future and they completely ignore the present. It's because of their ignorance of what the mind wants. It wants now. The truth is that you're not working for this car, this house, or this girl. You're working for state and the feeling. If you're able to imitate the feeling in the present and experience that feeling in your imagination, your mind alone will push you to work on it, because he wants to experience this in real life. That's how you're becoming mobilized and motivated. You don't need it anymore. You want it. It's literally programming your mind for things you truly want. Imagination is a very powerful tool, which unfortunately is underrated. Your imagination is not given to you to think about Fortnite all day long. It's for printing images of successful you so you actually set priorities in life. That's what imagination is for. Do you think that Elon Musk just wanted to go to space and he just decided to build a rocket? Of course not. He needed to see the image of it in his mind and feel the feeling of this experience. He had the idea, he saw it and started to work on it. That's how it works and how you must use your imagination. If you actually put this knowledge into practice, you'll quickly see that this is the best video you've ever watched. If you want to repay me for my work, show me some gratitude by leaving a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you and see you in the future.